Paradise. Beginning of Creation. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 414. Narrated Imran bin Husayn. I went to the Prophet and tied my camel at the gate. The people of Bani Tamim came to the Prophet, who said, O Bani Tamim, accept the good tidings. They said twice, You have given us the good tidings, now give us something. Then some Yemenites came to him and he said, Accept the good tidings, O people of Yemim. For Bani Tamim refused them. They said, We accept it, O Allah's apostle. We have come to ask you about this matter that is the start of creations. He said, First of all, there was nothing but Allah, and then He created His throne. His throne was over the water, and He wrote everything in the book in the heaven, and created the heavens and the earth. Then a man shouted, O Ibn Husayn, your she-camel has gone away. So, I went away and could not see the she-camel because of the mirage. By Allah, I wished I had left that she-camel but not that gathering. Narrated Umar. One day the Prophet stood up amongst us for a long period and informed us about the beginning of creation and talked about everything in detail till he mentioned how the people of paradise will enter their places and the people of hell will enter their places. Some remembered what he had said, and some forgot it. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 429. Narrated Malik bin Sa'sa. The Prophet said, While I was at the house in a state midway between sleep and wakefulness, an angel recognized me as the man lying between two men. A golden tray full of wisdom and belief was brought to me and my body was cut open from the throat to the lower part of the abdomen, and then my abdomen was washed with Zamzam water and my heart was filled with wisdom and belief. Al-Burak, a white animal, smaller than a mule and bigger than a donkey, was brought to me and I set out with Gabriel. When I reached the nearest heaven, Gabriel said to the heaven gate keeper, Open the gate. The gatekeeper asked, Who is it? He said, Gabriel. The gate keeper, Who is accompanying you? Gabriel said, Muhammad. The gatekeeper said, Has he been called? Gabriel said, Yes. Then it was said, He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is. Then I met Adam and greeted him and he said, You are welcomed, O son and a prophet. Then we ascended to the second heaven. It was asked, Who is it? Gabriel said, Gabriel. It was said, Who is with you? He said, Muhammad. It was asked, Has he been sent for? He said, Yes. It was said, He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is. Then I met Jesus and Yahya John, who said, You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet. Then we ascended to the third heaven. It was asked, Who is it? Gabriel said, Gabriel. It was asked, Who is with you? Gabriel said, Muhammad. It was asked, Has he been sent for? Yes, said Gabriel. He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is. The Prophet added, There I met Joseph and greeted him, and he replied, You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet. Then we ascended to the fourth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in the previous heavens. There I met Idris and greeted him. He said, You are welcomed, O brother and prophet. Then we ascended to the fifth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in previous heavens. There I met and greeted Aaron, who said, You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet. Then we ascended to the sixth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in the previous heavens. There I met and greeted Moses, who said, You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet. When I proceeded on, he started weeping, and on being asked why he was weeping, he said, O Lord, Followers of this youth who was sent after me will enter paradise in greater number than my followers. Then we ascended to the seventh heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged, as in the previous heavens. There I met and greeted Abraham, who said, "You are welcomed, O son and a prophet." Then I was shown Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, that is Allah's house. I asked Gabriel about it, and he said, "This is Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, where 70,000 angels perform prayers daily, and when they leave they never return to it, but always a fresh batch comes into it daily." Then I was shown Sidrat al-Muntaha, that is a tree in the seventh heaven, and I saw its nab fruits which resembled the clay jugs of Hajr, that is a town in Arabia, and its leaves were like the ears of elephants. And 4 rivers originated at its root, 2 of them were apparent and 2 were hidden. I asked Gabriel about those rivers, and he said, "The 2 hidden rivers are in paradise, and the apparent ones are the Nile and the Euphrates." Then 50 prayers were enjoined on me. I descended till I met Moses, who asked me, "What have you done?" I said, 50 prayers have been enjoined on me." He said, "I know the people better than you, because I had the hardest experience to bring Bani Israel to obedience. Your followers cannot put up with such obligation. So, return to your Lord and request him to reduce the number of prayers." I returned and requested Allah for reduction, and he made it 40. I returned and met Moses and had a similar discussion, and then returned again to Allah for reduction, and he made it 30, then 20, then 10. And then I came to Moses, who repeated the same advice. Ultimately Allah reduced it to 5. When I came to Moses again, he said, "What have you done?" I said, "Allah has made it 5 only." He repeated the same advice, but I said that I surrendered to Allah's final order. Allah's apostle was addressed by Allah, "I have decreed my obligation and have reduced the burden on my slaves, and I shall reward a single good deed as if it were 10 good deeds." Bukhari, Book 4, Volume 54, Hadith 430. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Allah's apostle, the true and truly inspired, said, "The matter of the creation of a human being is put together in the womb of the mother in 40 days. And then he becomes a clot of thick blood for a similar period, and then a piece of flesh for a similar period. Then Allah sends an angel who is ordered to write 4 things. He is ordered to write down his, that is the new creature's deeds, his livelihood, his date of death, and whether he will be blessed or wretched in religion. Then the soul is breathed into him. So, a man amongst you may do good deeds till there is only a cubit between him and paradise, and then what has been written for him decides his behavior, and he starts doing evil deeds characteristic of the people of the hellfire. And similarly a man amongst you may do evil deeds till there is only a cubit between him and the hellfire, and then what has been written for him decides his behavior, and he starts doing deeds characteristic of the people of paradise." Bukhari, Book 4, Volume 54, Hadith 439. Narrated Abu Hurairah. I heard the Prophet saying, "Whoever spends a couple of objects in Allah's cause, will be called by the gatekeepers of paradise, who will say, 'Oh so and so, come on.'" Abu Bakr said, "Such a person will never perish or be miserable." The Prophet said, "I hope you will be among such person." Bukhari, Book 4, Volume 54, Hadith 435. Narrated Abu Dar. The Prophet said, "Gabriel said to me, whoever amongst your followers die without having worshipped others besides Allah, will enter paradise or will not enter the hellfire." The Prophet asked, "Even if he has committed illegal sexual intercourse or theft?" He replied, "Even then." Bukhari, Book 4, Volume 54, Hadith 463. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar. Allah's apostle said, when any one of you dies, he will be shown his destination both in the morning and in the evening, and if he belongs to the people of paradise, he will be shown his place in paradise, and if he is from the people of hell, he will be shown his place in hell. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 464. Narrated Imran bin Husayn. The Prophet said, I looked at paradise and found poorer people forming the majority of its inhabitants. And I looked at hell and saw that the majority of its inhabitants were women. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 465. Narrated Abu Hurairah. While we were in the company of the Prophet, he said, while I was asleep, I saw myself in paradise, and there I beheld a woman making ablution beside a palace. He asked, to whom does this palace belong? They said, to Umar bin al-Khattab. Then I remembered Umar's ghera concerning women, and so I quickly went away from that palace. When Umar heard this from the Prophet, he wept and said, do you think it is likely that I feel ghera because of you, O Allah's Apostle? Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 466. Narrated Abdullah bin K. al-Ash'ari. The Prophet said, a tent in paradise is like a hollow pearl which is 30 miles in height, and on every corner of the tent the believer will have a family that cannot be seen by the others. Narrated Abu Imran. In another narration, the tent is 60 miles in height. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 468. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, the first group of people who will enter paradise will be glittering like the moon when it is full. They will not spit or blow their noses or relieve nature. Their utensils will be of gold, and their combs of gold and silver. In their centers the aloe wood will be used, and their sweat will smell like musk. Every one of them will have 2 wives. The marrow of the bones of the wives' legs will be seen through the flesh out of excessive beauty. They, that is the people of paradise, will neither have differences nor hatred amongst themselves. Their hearts will be as if one heart, and they will be glorifying Allah in the morning and in the evening. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 469. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, the first batch of people who will enter paradise will be glittering like a full moon, and those who will enter next will be glittering like the brightest star. Their hearts will be as if the heart of a single man, for they will have no enmity amongst themselves, and every one of them shall have 2 wives, each of whom will be so beautiful, pure and transparent that the marrow of the bones of their legs will be seen through the flesh. They will be glorifying Allah in the morning and evening, and will never fall ill, and they will neither blow their noses, nor spit. Their utensils will be of gold and silver, and their combs will be of gold, and the fuel used in their centers will be the aloes wood, and their sweat will smell like musk. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 470. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'd. The Prophet said, verily, 70,000 or 700,000 of my followers will enter paradise altogether, so that the first and the last amongst them will enter at the same time, and their faces will be glittering like the bright full moon. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 471. Narrated Anas bin Malik. A silken cloak was presented to the Prophet, and he used to forbid the usage of silk by men. When the people were fascinated by the cloak, he said, by Allah in whose hands the life of Muhammad is, The handkerchiefs of Sa'd bin Mu'adh in paradise are better than this. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 472. Narrated Al-Bara bin Azib. Allah's apostle was given a silken garment, and its beauty and delicacy astonished the people. On that, Allah's apostle said, "No doubt, the handkerchiefs of Sa'd bin Mu'adh in paradise are better than this." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 473. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'd al-Sa'di. Allah's apostle said, "A place in paradise equal to the size of a lash is better than the whole world and whatever is in it." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 474. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, "There is a tree in paradise which is so big and huge that if a rider travels in its shade for 100 years, he would not be able to cross it." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 475. Narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "There is a tree in paradise which is so big and huge that a rider could travel in its shade for 100 years. And if you wish, you can recite dash and shade long extended. 56. 30 and a place in paradise equal to an arrow bow of one of you, is better than the whole earth on which the sun rises and sets." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 476. Narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "The first batch of people who will enter paradise will be glittering like the full moon, and the batch next to them will be glittering like the most brilliant star in the sky. Their hearts will be as if the heart of a single man, for they will have neither enmity nor jealousy amongst themselves. Everyone will have 2 wives from the Houris, who will be so beautiful, pure and transparent that the marrow of the bones of their legs will be seen through the bones and the flesh." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 477. Narrated Al-Bara bin Azib. The Prophet, after the death of his son Ibrahim, said, "There is a wet nurse for him that is Ibrahim in paradise." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 478. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, "The people of paradise will look at the dwellers of the lofty mansions, that is a superior place in paradise, in the same way as one looks at a brilliant star far away in the east or in the west on the horizon. All that is because of their superiority over one another in rewards." On that the people said, "O Allah's apostle, are these lofty mansions for the prophets which nobody else can reach?" The Prophet replied, "No. By Allah in whose hands my life is, these are for the men who believed in Allah and also believed in the apostles." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 479. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'd. The Prophet said, "Paradise has 8 gates, and one of them is called Arkansas, Ryan, through which none will enter but those who observe fasting." The Prophet also said, "If a person spends 2 different kinds of something for Allah's cause, he will be called from the gates of paradise." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 54. Hadith 497. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "When the month of Ramadan comes, the gates of paradise are opened and the gates of the hellfire are closed, and the devils are chained." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 543. Narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "Allah created Adam, making him 60 cubits tall. When he created him, he said to him, 'Go and greet that group of angels, and listen to their reply, for it will be your greeting salutation and the greeting salutations of your offspring. So Adam said to the angels, as Salamu alaikum, that is, peace be upon you. The angels said, as Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, that is, peace and Allah's mercy be upon you. Thus the angels added to Adam's salutation the expression, wa rahmatullahi. Any person who will enter paradise will resemble Adam in appearance and figure. People have been decreasing in stature since Adam's creation. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 534. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, the first group of people who will enter paradise will be glittering like the full moon, and those who will follow them will glitter like the most brilliant star in the sky. They will not urinate, relieve nature, spit, or have any nasal secretions. Their combs will be of gold, and their sweat will smell like musk. The aloes wood will be used in their centers. Their wives will be auras. All of them will look alike and will resemble their father Adam in stature, 60 cubits tall. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 546. Narrated Anas. When Abdullah bin Salam heard the arrival of the Prophet at Medina, he came to him and said, I am going to ask you about 3 things which nobody knows except the Prophet. What is the first portent of the hour? What will be the first meal taken by the people of paradise? Why does a child resemble its father, and why does it resemble its maternal uncle? Allah's apostle said, Gabriel has just now told me of their answers. Abdullah said, he, that is Gabriel, from amongst all the angels, is the enemy of the Jews. Allah's apostle said, the first portent of the hour will be a fire that will bring together the people from the east to the west. The first meal of the people of paradise will be extra lobe-coated lobe of fish liver. As for the resemblance of the child to its parents, if a man has sexual intercourse with his wife and gets discharged first, the child will resemble the father, and if the woman gets discharged first, the child will resemble her. On that Abdullah bin Salam said, I testify that you are the apostle of Allah. Abdullah bin Salam further said, O Allah's apostle, the Jews are liars, and if they should come to know about my conversion to Islam before you ask them about me, they would tell a lie about me. The Jews came to Allah's apostle and Abdullah went inside the house. Allah's apostle asked the Jews, what kind of man is Abdullah bin Salam amongst you? They replied, he is the most learned person amongst us, and the best amongst us, and the son of the best amongst us. Allah's apostle said, what do you think if he embraces Islam, will you do as he does? The Jews said, may Allah save him from it. Then Abdullah bin Salam came out in front of them saying, I testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and that Muhammad is the apostle of Allah. Thereupon they said, he is the vilest among us, and the son of the vilest amongst us, and continued talking badly of him. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 549. Narrated Abdullah. Allah's apostle, the true and truly inspired, said, as regards your creation, every one of you is collected in the womb of his mother for the first 40 days. And then he becomes a clot for another 40 days, and then a piece of flesh for another 40 days. Then Allah sends an angel to write 4 words. He writes his deeds, time of his death, means of his livelihood, and whether he will be wretched or blessed in religion. Then the soul is breathed into his body. So a man may do deeds characteristic of the people of the hell fire, so much so that there is only the distance of a cubit between him and it, and then what has been written by the angel surpasses And so he starts doing deeds characteristic of the people of paradise and enters paradise. Similarly, a person may do deeds characteristic of the people of paradise, so much so that there is only the distance of a cubit between him and it, and then what has been written by the angel surpasses, and he starts doing deeds of the people of the hellfire and enters the hellfire. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 554. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "Shall I not tell you about the Dajjal, a story of which no prophet told his nation? The Dajjal is one-eyed and will bring with him what will resemble hell and paradise, and what he will call paradise will be actually hell. So I warn you against him as Noah warned his nation against him." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 556. Narrated Abu Hurairah. We were in the company of the Prophet at a banquet, and a cooked mutton forearm was set before him, and he used to like it. He ate a morsel of it and said, "I will be the chief of all the people on the day of resurrection." Do you know how Allah will gather all the first and the last people in one level place where an observer would be able to see all of them and they will be able to hear the announcer? And the sun will come near to them. Some people will say, "Don't you see in what condition you are in the state to which you have reached? Why don't you look for a person who can intercede for you with your Lord?" Some people will say, "Appeal to your father, Adam." They will go to him and say, "O Adam, you are the father of all mankind, and Allah created you with his own hands, and ordered the angels to prostrate for you, and made you live in paradise. Will you not intercede for us with your Lord? Don't you see in what miserable state we are, and to what condition we have reached?" On that Adam will reply, "My Lord is so angry as he has never been before and will never be in the future. Besides, he forbade me to eat from the tree, but I disobeyed him. I am worried about myself. Go to somebody else. Go to Noah." They will go to Noah and say, "O Noah, you are the first amongst the messengers of Allah to the people of the earth, and Allah named you a thankful slave. Don't you see in what a miserable state we are and to what condition we have reached? Will you not intercede for us with your Lord?" Noah will reply, "Today my Lord has become so angry as he had never been before and will never be in the future. Myself. Go to the Prophet Muhammad. The people will come to me, and I will prostrate myself underneath Allah's throne. Then I will be addressed, 'O Muhammad, raise your head. Intercede, for your intercession will be accepted, and ask for anything, for you will be given." Quotes. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 567. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, "Allah will say on the day of resurrection, 'O Adam.' Adam will reply, 'Labbaik wa sa'daik,' single quote, 'and all the good is in your hand.' Allah will say, 'Bring out the people of the fire.' Adam will say, 'O Allah, how many are the people of the fire?' Allah will reply, 'From every 1,000, take out 999. At that time children will become hoary-headed, every pregnant female will have a miscarriage, and one will see mankind as drunken, yet they will not be drunken. But dreadful will be the wrath of Allah." The companions of the Prophet asked, "O Allah's apostle, who is that accepted one?" He said, "Rejoice with glad tidings. One person will be from you and 1,000 will be from Gog and Magog." The Prophet further said, "By him in whose hands my life is, hope that you will be 1/4 of the people of paradise." We shouted, "Allahu Akbar." He added, "I hope that you will be 1/3 of the people of paradise." We shouted, "Allahu Akbar." He said, "I hope that you will be half of the people of paradise." We shouted, Allahu Akbar. He further said, "You Muslims compared with non-Muslims are like a black hair in the skin of a white ox, or like a white hair in the skin of a black ox, that is, your number is very small as compared with theirs." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 569. Narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "On the day of resurrection Abraham will meet his father Azar, whose face will be dark and covered with dust. The Prophet Abraham will say to him, 'Didn't I tell you not to disobey me?' His father will reply, 'Today I will not disobey you.' Abraham will say, 'O Lord, you promised me not to disgrace me on the day of resurrection. And what will be more disgraceful to me than cursing and dishonoring my father?' Then Allah will say to him, 'I have forbidden paradise for the disbelievers.' Then he will be addressed, 'O Abraham, look. What is underneath your feet?' He will look, and there he will see a hab, an animal, blood-stained, which will be caught by the legs and thrown in the hellfire." Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 621. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, Adam and Moses argued with each other. Moses said to Adam, "You were Adam whose mistake expelled you from paradise." Adam said to him, "You are Moses whom Allah selected as his messenger and as the one to whom he spoke directly. Yet you blame me for a thing which had already been written in my fate before my creation?" Allah's apostle said twice, so Adam overpowered Moses. Bukhari. Book 4. Volume 55. Hadith 634. Narrated Abada. The Prophet said, "If anyone testifies that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah alone, who has no partners, and that Muhammad is his slave and his apostle, and that Jesus is Allah's slave and his apostle, and his word which he bestowed on Mary, and a spirit created by him, and that paradise is true, and hell is true, Allah will admit him into paradise with the deeds which he had done, even if those deeds were few." Junada, the narrator said, Abada added, "Such a person can enter paradise through any of its 8 gates he likes."